welcome to Caroline's virus-free saucy kitchen. Hi kids, today I'm going to show you how to make mini meatball soup, which I know we all enjoy when we're together. Oh, I miss you. Oh gosh, I still got these silly gloves on. Alright, I was just looking around my kitchen to make sure I had all the ingredients. I was short a few of them, but I'm just going to kind of show you how we can improvise at this time. Basically we need some chopped onion, some tomato paste, ground beef obviously for the meatballs, some chicken stock, or if you have vegetable stock that's fine, breadcrumbs, I have Italian ones, that's good, tomato paste, we need a couple of cans of them, and then just some egg noodles, which you can have, or even other pasta I guess, but we use that. Usually I use parsley, which I don't have, so I'm improvising with this Italian dipping sauces, spices I mean. So I'm assuming if you have any kind of Italian-y spice, we could use that. Then I have some hot cayenne pepper, some garlic, and then as I said, there's these things. So first thing you have to do is brown your onions before you do everything else. So over here, I've melted a couple of tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to pop the onions in, like so. And once they're all browned, we'll come back and I'll show you what happens next. So to make the meatballs themselves, it's actually pretty straightforward. What we're going to do is add to the ground beef the seasoning. So that was, I said, the cayenne pepper, the garlic, and in this case it was the Italian spices. I've beaten one egg in a little dish there. We're going to add that. And we're going to add about 4 ounces of this tomato paste. So I'll pop that in as well. And then we need to add the breadcrumbs. Up there. So about 3 tablespoons, like heaping ones like that, because that's what's going to help bind them together. So that hopefully that will be enough. If not, we can always add more. And I'm only going to use 1 glove because I'm saving the rest for when I have to go out to the shops again. So what we're going to do is, you want to look down here, we're just going to squish this all together. Ooh. And we're going to just make sure this is all well blended together. And then I'm just going to leave it to rest because it must be exhausted. And once my onions are all brown, I'll show you how we add the meatballs to the soup. So that's it for now. I'll just keep mushing away. Be back again shortly. Okay, so the onions now are lovely and golden brown, if you want to have a look. So that took probably about 10 minutes or so. So then what you need to do is, I have about 8 tablespoons of the breadcrumbs, the Italian breadcrumbs again. So we're going to mix that all in, which I know looks weird, but that kind of helps to thicken the soup, I believe. So we give that a good old stir around. And then we're going to put the tomato paste in, which was about 6 ounces, which is one of those little tins. So we're going to mix that in as well. So that just takes a minute to get that all combined. And then I've also turned this heat down a little bit so it's not on too high. So just smush that all together. Da-da-da-da. And then we're going to add the broth, or the stock, whatever you call it, the chicken stock. So just carefully start pouring in one carton. So these cartons are 31 quarts, what's that, 32 ounces? Which I think it's 4 cups, I'm not very sure, good on my measurements. So I'm going to squish all that in and then keep mixing it so all the lumps go. Get that off there. And give that a nice stir around and give it a little smush every now and then just to make sure it's all nice and smooth. It will, as it heats up, it will all soften down. And then I've got my second carton. And I'm making a great big batch of this soup because, hello, I'm back again. I'm making a big batch of it because if you have to go to the trouble of cooking, why not make it big? This freezes excellently. So yeah, just have 1 day of cooking something and then eat it that day and then freeze the leftovers. That's simple like. All right. Now look, you see this is all mixed? It's already all disintegrated. All right, so we're going to let that warm up and I'm going to show you how we do the meatballs. Be back in a second. Okay, now for the fun part, making the meatballs. So this is the easiest way I found to do it. So you just grab a little small portion of the meat. You're going to roll it into a little ball like that and you're going to pop it into the warm liquid. So that liquid's been warming up. So again, just take it, grab a little bit, roll it. You know what I was thinking? The size, it's like a mothball. Shvig, have you ever seen a mothball?
Yeah.
How did you get your... Sorry. So silly. Okay. Okay. Dad jokes, you gotta love them. All right, this is going to take me obviously a little while to make my little balls, so I'm going to carry on and then I'll come back in the end when they're all done. But anyway, if you feel like you're losing the will to live making these little tiny meatballs, you can actually make them bigger. Really, you can make them as big as you want, because once you actually have the soup, you tend to mush them down anyway, because that's how they taste good. All right, that's all. Back to my balls. Okay, so the soup's been cooking for a couple of hours. Really, it's about an hour, but I can't stay in this Spanx all day. But I just want to show you how we plate it up. So there's two options. One is you can add the pasta to the soup, but just know if you do that, it tends to suck up all the juice. So if you're excellent at gauging how much pasta to put in, go for it. I'm crap at that. So I like to cook my pasta separately. So here, as I said, all I had was these skinny little noodles at home. So what you do is you just pop the noodles into the bowl, however much you want, and then keep the lid there, and then take a big scoop of your soup and add that to it, like so. There we go. And you've got a lovely hearty bowl of little mini meatball soup. I've had a spoon, I'd stir it around, but I forgot. So if you're home and you haven't been able to get to the shops, use any pasta you want. If you have spaghetti, just break it up into small little pieces. We've got this rotini here, I've got this weird pasta there. So I think basically you could probably use anything. And then also the other reason I like to do this is obviously that's way too much soup for 2 people, is then what I do is I put the noodles in the little container, top it up with the soup when it's cold, and then pop the lid in, pop it in the freezer. And if you're very good, pop a label on. Anywho's, love you lots. Be back again soon. Bye.